this is Ms. Sharma, and we are going to learn today how to make a scatter plot, how to add a line of best fit or a trend line, and how to also get the equation of that line of best fit today. So we are going to start with this table. So we are given this table. Just a little extra thing about tables, that when you have your data, please label your title with the units of measurements and don't ever put units next to the values. So like, don't do this. Okay, this is not a good practice. So always have the units of measurements in the titles. Like here, I have time measured in seconds, height measured in meters, and here is my data. Okay, and our job is to draw a scatter plot for this. So we are going to first select our data. Another thing about data selection is whatever is on the left-hand side of your column, so like time, that will get plotted on the x-axis. So if you want time on your x-axis, this is good, but if you want height on your x-axis, you would have to move height into the first column. Okay, then we go to just insert. So remember, we selected our data, we go to insert chart. Now mine just shows right away scatter plot, but if yours doesn't, just go over here in the setup, and if let's say you don't see the setup, all you have to do is double click on your chart. Okay, then setup, and if you don't see a scatter chart, just like find it here. Please don't do line charts. Okay, you need to do a scatter. Okay, so there we are. Okay, now let's just double check the axis. We have x-axis as time, but let's look at the numbers. So we went from 0 to 0.6. Does that match our time values? Yeah, right? And for height, we went from 0 to almost 10, which makes sense based on the numbers we have. So make sure you do that checking, okay? All right, let's move on to now we need to add a line of best fit, or we can call it a regression line, or we can call it a trend line. So for that, we go to customize. Under customization, we go to series. Okay, so remember I selected series. Under series, there are lots of things you can do, but we want a trend line. So I'm going to click this box, and there is our trend line. Okay, the next thing was that we want the equation of this trend line. So I'm going to keep scrolling and see where it says label and it says none. We want the equation, and it gives you the equation. So let's look at the equation. It says height, which is our y value, equals 22.2 times x plus minus 3.72, which means the slope of this line is 22.2 and the y-intercept is negative 3.72. Okay, so we got our line of best fit. Now your teacher might ask you to also find the r-squared value. If you don't know what it is, you wait for until you find out, and that's it, and we're done. So now we have our r-squared value, we have our equation, we got our line of best fit, and we have our whole chart. In case your data does not show a linear trend and you see some type of curve there, then you can again go back here where we had linear trend line, and you can change it into exponential or polynomial, logarithmic, or whatever. Okay, so yeah, so that's a short lesson on how to do scatter plot, trend line, line of best fit, and then equation. Have fun.